opportunity. I'm not really sure I'm qualified to speak after what Deepthi just did. I mean, that was a really thorough and professional speech and workshop sort of on how to feel and be in Swami's omnipresence. So I want to take things on a much more lighter note. As you all know, I am usually not that serious. So, so I want to sort of share some experiences that I have experienced in my life and in my family, and sort of reminders of how Swami is there always. And if you forget that he's there, he will make his very best effort to make sure that you know that he's there. So to start off, like Amrit said, I wasn't, I was born into a Sai family, and I'm really blessed. I feel very thankful and grateful to Swami for giving me this birth, this opportunity to be born knowing who he is. So one thing I did miss out on though was that I never really got to get the induction miracle. So there's so many people in this world for whom Swami comes in with a bang. There'll be this amazing miracle where he saves them from a raging elephant or a flood or something, and the next second, oh, this orange haired man is God. Okay, I'm just going to follow him. So in my case, I was born, right? And the next thing my mom says is, see that picture? That's God. Okay. So that's it. I never questioned it. I never had the opportunity to question or ask any counter arguments. I was about 2 years old when my mom said, that is God. Ask him whatever you want. He will give you. Okay. And when I was very young, we were in Bangalore. Every weekend, my mom would take me on a bus to Parthi. And I was too small to remember a lot of those incidents. But one incident that stands out is, it's very vivid in my memory. So Swami, as you know, in those days, he used to go around, he used to pick up all those slates and do, Abhyaksharam. He used to write Om on everybody's slate. So my mom was very particular that I should also have that opportunity. So she took one slate and she took me along. I was a total brat, okay? I don't regret it because now there are legends about me spoken in my family. So everyone's like, how did you become so quiet? It's unbelievable. But I was a total brat when I was growing up. I used to trouble my mom in unmentionable ways. So, a bus journey to Parthi in those days is very long and arduous. It's not easy, and I wasn't making it any easier. So I was non-stop crying, making racketing noises, and my mom had taken a bottle of Complan and banana to keep me quiet. So, monkey mind, obviously. So we get into Parthi, and everybody around us is silent, except me. The whole hall is silent. And they're waiting for Swami to come, and I am making the most amazing, death metal music at the age of 2. I'm growling, doing this, that, and my mom doesn't know how to control me. And then she resorts to her emergency plan, which is give him a tight pinch or a slap and he will shut up. It works. She gave me the hardest pinch I've ever had in all my life, and I fell silent. I don't know how to react. What just happened? And Swami comes in. Those days the flute used to play, and immediately Swami is coming in. So everybody's turning around. And my mom's like, yes, I've controlled the beast. Swami is coming. I can get the slate, with an Om, and everything's going to be great. Swami walks. He comes to exactly right in front of where my mom is sitting. And he gave her the angriest stare that she has ever received in her life. I mean, it was like, what have you done? And it was this very angry look. When Swami is angry and there's not even a hint of a smile. And my mom was shaking. She didn't know, she couldn't get the slate. Like, he basically, let's say autographed all the slates around us, but he didn't touch the slate that my mom had taken from me. My mom was really heartbroken because, you don't always get to sit in front, and, Swami is not guaranteed that he's going to come up to you and he's going to. So, in those days, there was this, my mom used to stay at somebody's home near Parthi because there weren't many hotels developed, and, though back in those days, it was, it was a pilgrimage sort of to visit Parthi. So what happened was, she was staying over at some person's place who was kind enough to give us space to stay in the night. And she had put the slate up in the wall. And as usual, now I go to sleep without a complaint in the world. I'm the kindest angel. I go to sleep. My mom is like, why didn't you do this in the hall? I at least got the slate signed. And now my mom is like really upset because Swami hasn't signed it, and he gave her a stare, gave a smile to everybody else. And she's sleeping, and in her dream, Swami comes. Swami comes, and he comes to this home where we are staying. This is all very vivid to my mom. He comes to this home where we are staying, takes the slate off the wall, writes home, and says, take care of your child, and he goes. And my mom wakes up the next day, she's all really happy, and like, because back in those days, Swami's dreams are true. Swami has said that he will not come in your dream, even in a costume, unless he wants to. It only happens when he wills. And when he came so vividly and signed, my mom was like very, very pleased. So that was my first major experience. But like I said, I never had this induction miracle. But that's all right. Later on in my life, I used to grow up. I was still a brat. I was a very hyperactive kid. I used to be running all over the place, getting myself injured and getting others injured and whatnot. So my mom used to have bhajans at our home. Every Thursday we used to have bhajans, and everybody, like, we used to live in a large apartment complex. So everybody used to come over for bhajans. And my mom always used to say, sit in bhajan stuff. You don't need to sing, you don't need to do anything. Just sit. 1 hour, just sit. You do whatever you want after that. No, I have to play Counter-Strike, I'm going inside. So every time what would happen is bhajans would start. I would go into my room. I would be playing computer games until Aarti started. The moment Aarti started, I would be at the hall, sitting like a good boy, having vibhuti on my head. And I would be like, Om Jai Jagadish, and all that. So the reason I did that was because my mom would hit me otherwise. If I missed Aarti, I can do anything. But if I missed Aarti, my mom used to get upset because Swami is there, at least take his blessings. So this was how I grew up. It was not like I was away from Swami or anything. I recognized he was God, but my interactions with Swami weren't that high in intensity as my mom or my dad or anybody else. So life goes on, and back in India in the 11th grade, so I happened to be doing a lot of other activities, extracurriculars, and my school was one taskmaster of a school. I mean, they used to make sure that the kids enter the best institutes, and they will grind you until you get those results. I mean, this is brutal grinding. And they will set the hardest question papers without a care in the world, and don't care if you pass or fail, how it's going to affect your morals or whatever. They used to do that every single unit test, and I was almost flunking in chemistry. Like, I was gloriously flunking in chemistry. I mean, I was like if 27 was the pass mark, I was getting 28 or 27 and a half. That is all. I mean, not more, not less. And I was worried because, in India, the way it works is if you don't get grades by the time you finish your 12th, everybody says your life is over. I mean, it's not true. I can guarantee you. I'm an example. But that's how they make you feel. And I was worried, I was anxious because here are my classmates getting 97, 98 and I'm getting 70 marks lesser than them. And I'm not worried about it. So at that time, we got the chance to be introduced to this auntie who's blessed to have Swami physically visit their home. So her stories are innumerable. There's just so many, I won't have the time to tell you all that. But we got in touch with this auntie, and the way it works is like one day this auntie was sleeping. This is how Swami came into her life. She's sleeping in the afternoon, and her uncle is also retired. Both of them are sleeping for a nap, and she hears a clatter in the kitchen. She doesn't know what's going on because it's just auntie and uncle. Their kids are grown up and they're in the US, and she's like, okay, there's a thief in the home. So she's like a little worried. This uncle's happily sleeping. She gets out of bed. She goes to the kitchen. She sees Swami making coffee. He's like, in India you have those tumbler and davara. He's like, happily, I was feeling a little thirsty, so I wanted to have some coffee. That's how he entered her life, and since then he's been, on her jula in the prayer room. She gets vibhuti, amrit, whatever. I mean, it's amazing to be in their home. The vibrations are so strong. So we had this great opportunity to, get in contact with them. So my mom became good friends with this auntie. She's like-minded, likes Swami so much. And so she took me there saying, okay, at least some chemistry, let it get in his head. So I got my hall ticket, and the hall ticket is what you need to get in to write the exam. That's like your ID card. So I go inside and I place my hall ticket on the altar. And I come out, and My mom's like, don't come out immediately, go and pray. I sat, said, okay Swami, I don't know what you're going to do. Somehow improve my chemistry. It's not that I'm bad, it could be better. So I come out, and then my mom is like feverishly praying, and I'm like, okay, maybe I made a mistake. Then she comes out, and then we're all talking, we're all having coffee, everything, and then suddenly this auntie says, let's go inside, I think Swami's coming. She's very casually, as a matter of fact, she's just saying that. And I'm shocked. How is it possible? And then we go inside. And on the hall ticket we kept it at Swami's Padukas. So they have like a setup like this, where instead of the cushion there, they have actual Swami's Padukas and his robe on top. So I had kept the hall ticket near his Padukas. Mysteriously, it had levitated on top onto the chair. On top of that, there was this huge chunk of sugar. It's called kalkanda in Tamil. I don't know what you call it in other languages, but huge lump, rock candy, whatever. And there's this strand of Swami's hair penetrated through it. You know it's unmistakably his hair because it's curly. It's long and it's penetrated through it. And this auntie says, Swami has given this to you as a good luck charm, put it in your pencil box and go write the exam. Swami says he'll take it. So I go to the exam, and since then my chemistry marks started going. I didn't do anything different. I didn't study anything extra. I promise. I solemnly swear I was up to no good. But ever since that day, my chemistry marks started going up. And I was like, okay, maybe the Swami is really watching over me. Maybe he's present. So, fast forward a few years, now I came to the US, right? I'm coming for my master's, and this is the first time I'm leaving home. I was like a day scholar in my undergrad, so I always had the comfort of home. So my mom is like, she's packed every grocery item available known to mankind in my suitcases. And she's worried. She's like, you're going there, you don't also, at least if you sing bhajans, it will be nice. At least Swami will be with you. What is this? At least take some bhajans and go listen to them. Find the center, go attend their bhajans. That's all she said. But okay, I'll try, ma. I'll be very busy, masters, I have to study this, that. But so I come, and my mom's like worried sick. My dad's very chill, okay? He's like me, he's very chill, doesn't care. But inside he cares. I'm also the same, we just don't show it up. We want to be cool. So what happens is I come to the US, and everything starts off with a bang. I mean, I don't understand. So there's this exam where I'm sitting, and everyone else in the class is using a calculator, and I don't know why. I don't know why they're using a calculator, because I see a block diagram and it has no numbers. What am I supposed to do? But anyway, so that's how my education started here. It was a rude awakening from India. So I come here and I'm studying, and I don't have time to go to a center. Okay. So what happens is I tried to get in touch with some people. So I sent a few emails around saying, are there any Sai centers around and whatever. And so this was in Ann Arbor, in Michigan. So there, and then all of a sudden one day there's this person who emails me saying, hi, my name is Nagesh, I heard that you're looking for a Sai center, may I come to see you? It's like, okay, sure. Do I know you? No. Okay, so anyway, so I gave him my address, and this guy comes out of the blue. I mean, this is completely out of the blue. Okay, he just comes, and my mom was cribbing that I didn't take a picture of Swami with me. I had a very small picture, one that says love all, serve all, Swami's nice words, and I had it on my desk, but she wanted a proper picture that I could have in my shelf as an altar. So I didn't have that. So because of the groceries. So basically what happened thereafter was this guy comes in and he says, and he doesn't have my number, and he says, he emails me saying I'm outside, and given that I'm constantly on email, I say okay, I'll come down. And I go down, and this guy opens his car and he opens up a huge picture of Swami, says this is for you, and he says start and he leaves. That's it. No conversations exchanged. That's it. So my mom's wishes come true. Now I have a picture of Swami to keep in the altar. So that's not where this ends. I mean, this is just the beginning. When Swami comes calling, even the hardest of doors cannot be shut, because he will penetrate them and come through. He can enter your heart. How difficult is it for him to enter a door? So what happened after that is so this is in the first semester, and everybody is looking for internships to work in the summer, because when you're coming from India, education in the US comes at a premium. It's very expensive, and if you don't have, a research assistantship or a teaching assistantship, it gets very tough. So here I am in Michigan, which is one of the most expensive public schools on the planet, and I don't have assistantship yet. So getting an internship was primary, and I didn't even know I had to do that until somebody told me. So I'm busy looking around for internships, and then I basically had an interview from Qualcomm scheduled. I don't even know how they decided to call me. That's a different story. So basically what happened thereafter is I had a phone interview with Qualcomm, and I was like, Swami, I don't know most of these subjects. and I don't know how I'm going to tackle this interview. This is the very first interview I'm giving in my life. You have not given me interviews, at least give this interview for me. So, on the phone, I was speaking, so I had two interviews. The first one was, there are two different teams in Qualcomm that were interested in me, surprisingly. The first one was from a camera team, the other one was from a computer vision team. So the camera team guy called and he started asking me questions which I didn't even know existed. So and I'm like trying to, being the Indian student that I am, I try to give the best possible explanation for it. We will not give no for an answer. That's how we are taught in India. We will not give you no. So I give them the best possible explanation. Within 15 minutes, it's clear to them that I am not the candidate. Just thank you very much for your time. Like, okay, gone. Sorry. Second interview, it comes in. And suddenly, all of a sudden, this guy starts asking me questions to which I actually know the answers to, which is ridiculous. It's almost impossible. I've learned these in undergrad and miraculously I'm able to remember them. The interview was for half an hour, but ended up going for, it was scheduled for half an hour. It ended up going for 2 hours. And I knew that it was going well because this guy kept asking me questions and I kept answering them, I don't know how. And at the end of it, he's like, okay, we'll be in touch. I'm like, okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Kept the phone down and I'm, man, I'm late for class. So I had missed 30 minutes of my next class, so I was about to rush. And then I get another phone call. I'm like, third interview from Qualcomm? Not possible because I didn't recognize the number. Suddenly I pick up the phone and there's this lady on the phone who says, hi, I'm the president of the Ann Arbor Sai Center. We are having Akhanda Bhajans this evening. Would you like to come? I have not given my number to anybody. Anybody. Only my closest classmates have my number. Right? And that too because I need help with the assignment. So what happens thereafter is she says, we have Akhanda Bhajans. First of all, I don't know what Akhanda means. I know Bhajans. I say, oh, Bhajans, okay. So, okay, what is Akhanda Bhajans? Oh, it means non-stop Bhajans. Oh, non-stop? When does it start? We start at 4:30. Oh, okay. But, okay, what is the address? I'm thinking, okay, there's public transport, I can get there somehow. Something in my mind is saying I can get there. And then she says, no, you can't come by bus, it's too far. I said, I'm a student. I don't have a license. I don't have a car. How do I come? She said, no problem. There's a person living 15 minutes away from you. He comes to Bhajans every time. I'll ask him to pick you up. Very conveniently. Since then, there's this Sri Lankan couple over there who were so gracious and kind enough to take me to Bhajans every Thursday since that day. Every single Thursday, they used to drive me to the center and back. Here's the kicker. I have never sung a bhajan in my life until then. Not even, Manasa Bhajare also I haven't sung. My mom, dad will be singing, I will be playing contest. I don't care. Nice bhajan, nice tune, keep it. No problem. And this auntie all of a sudden says, would you like to sing a bhajan? I panicked. How do I answer this question? Nobody's asked me this before except my mom. I only know how to handle my mom. So then I said, yes. And before I realized it, okay, what am I going to do? And then she says, okay, what bhajan? I will let you know. I don't know how to respond. It's Akhanda Bhajans. I don't know what's going to go on. So I said, okay, fine. And this person comes and picks me up, and we go to Bhajans, and then suddenly I'm thrust this mic in my hand. I'm like in the middle of all you PhD students who are in the defense, in your rebuttal session, you would probably know what I'm going through because there was this whole committee type, very friendly faces, smiling. I don't know how to react. They sing a bhajan. And then suddenly I was listening to Sai Hamara Hum Sai on the radio. Not on the radio, on my computer. I had a set of bhajans which my mom had sent me. That is the first ever bhajan that I have ever sung in my life. I started only after I came to Michigan. And since then, every Thursday I have been singing. Whenever possible, wherever possible. So Swami will decide when he wants you to do something. And when he decides, you better do it. Because otherwise he will make you do it. I wasn't cut out for bhajans. I didn't even know I could sing properly. Okay? And this man is making me sing all like Sesha Saila Vasa, this, that. I didn't even know I could sing all those bhajans, right? And here my mom, right, I tell her, Amma, I went to Akhanda Bhajans. My mom's already tearing up. You went to Akhanda Bhajans, how someone picked me up. Oh, really? Wonderful. And I sung a bhajan. That's it, my mom fainted. 20 years I've been trying to make you sing one bhajan. Now you're singing on your own. And she was so happy. She was very happy. Like, thank you, Swami. Finally, you got something into singing. So that's how Swami brought me into this whole notion of singing bhajans. So that is his omnipresence. When he wants you to know he's in your life, he will make it present. And I'd like to conclude with one example. So the image you see here is actually where Sister Deepthi was working. It's a SOC Institute in San Diego, and I took an interest to photography some time back. So and I saw this picture taken by somebody else of this location. I was like, I have to go take a picture of that. So I didn't know the rules of the place. All I knew is Deepthi works there, and that particular day Deepthi was actually in the lab. She couldn't pick up the phone. I had called a few times, she couldn't pick up. And here's the best part: the institute is closed on weekends. Institute is closed on weekends, and it's only open on weekdays between 6 a.m. and I think 5 p.m. or something. I go there punctually on a Saturday at 6 p.m. I don't care, I'm going to go there for a photo. And I asked the guard, he says no entry. I said, I know somebody here, doesn't matter. I call Deepthi, she's not picking up. And I say, I just need 10 minutes, can I just sneak in? And he's like, no. So then I think, okay, probably it's not my time, I should go away, so let me go to another beach, take another picture. But then something inside, it's like there's this voice that you can hear. It's not a spooky voice, it's a very friendly voice. And I'm not mad, I assure you that. It's just that when you hear that voice, it tells you what you have to do, and it's very, very, very strong. It's your omnipresence talking, and it said, stay. So there's this viewpoint right next to the SOC Institute. It's called the glider port, and I had like 1 hour to kill. So before going, I said, can you just give me 10 minutes? I'll come in at sunset and I'll leave. He said, we'll see, I can't make any promises. So I hedged my bets. I went all the way to glider port, and I was happily hanging around there, taking pictures and just whiling away 1.5 hours for doing absolutely nothing. Swami would have been like, lazy mind, lazy boy, waste. He would have been so angry with me. But then what happened is 1.5 hours later I come back, the same security guard. I tell him 10 minutes. He says, let me ask my superior. He goes and superior says, we don't usually do this, but you know what, I'll let you sneak in for 10 minutes. I'm like, I actually know a person here, she works here, she said she can get me in. Like, unless that person comes in and takes you inside, we usually don't let you in, but I'll let you sneak in. And I go in there, and there is not a single living soul anywhere in this place. Okay? And the sky just explodes in color. I don't know, it's like magically things just fell in place. And I took this picture, and this ended up getting a few awards. First of all, me getting an award for photography is a joke. The fact that this picture went viral on the internet on so many social media sites and got awards is another big joke. So I think, Swami, you wanted me to take this picture, so you made it happen. The next time I tried to be smart aleck. I went on a Sunday at 7 p.m. This time I didn't even call Deepthi. Okay? Didn't even make the effort. The same guard is there. 10 minutes. No, that is a one-time offer. And so what I want to conclude with is basically, Swami knows when he wants to draw you into his fold. And when he comes, all you have to do is step aside, because he's already planned everything in your life for you. You just have to step aside, let him do the work, because he will take care of everything. And if you think you have control over things, think again. Sairam.